Hello, my name is Ratko Dimitrijevic, and I am a professor of English language and literature. I have been teaching for about 10 years. 6 to 7 of those years I have been teaching at an elite private school in Belgrade, the British International High School. And from there I gathered a wealth of knowledge and experience in how to deal with students. My primary goal and duty there was to teach ESL, English as a Second Language. And there I really had a lot of experience with students that had zero to little previous knowledge of English. And my primary duty was to get them up to speed, get them capable enough so they could follow the other classes. Aside from working there, I have been freelancing and teaching privately for the past 3 or 4 years. In that time, I have also been teaching online, sometimes on platforms like Bebo or Engo or of the sort. And during the pandemic, I had a lot of opportunities to teach like this, to teach online. And I think I got pretty capable at it, and it is now one of my biggest strengths. Ability to have a really good teaching lesson online. As for my qualifications, I hold a bachelor's degree in English language and literature from the University of Belgrade, Alpha University. And I have been teaching for many years, and I think experience is one of the biggest strengths in this job. When you first start, you tend to stumble along or not be confident, or you cannot build rapport with your students in a proper way. But when you've been doing it for a decade or even more, then you just know how to do it. You just get into the groove of the job, and it becomes relatively easy. So yeah, I think I'm at that point. I think that I can confidently say that I can teach almost anyone. Which brings me to why I even started teaching as a job. It is truly my passion, although it does sound like a cliche. But I really derive a lot of joy in watching a pupil or a student, be it a young child or a grown man or woman. I really enjoy, I really love that process of them beginning at the very zero or near zero level and progressing, growing, and expanding their knowledge and starting to enjoy the culture that you can enjoy when you speak English language. And I really like that. That is one of my biggest passions, and I enjoy doing that, and I love seeing that in my students. It does take a lot of work, a lot of time from both me and the student, but when it does realize, when it does happen, it is really a joyous sensation to see someone who never even imagined they could speak English. In just a few short years, they can now understand almost any song they hear, or any movie or any show they watch, and then being excited and thrilled at this whole new wealth of knowledge. That's amazing. I love that. And I want to achieve that with as much students as possible. A teacher also needs to improvise, to know how to morph, how to adapt their lesson to the student, because every single person, every single student is different. It's a different little human being. And in order to reach them, you have to alter your approach in order to maximize the result. For example, I had a student, and she had a relatively good grasp of the English language, but she was really bad at spelling. And the only way to improve her spelling, the only possible way, was to start really small, with the really small words, really short words, very simple words, and to engrave those words into her mind, into her brain, and to engrave as much as possible of them, so that she could proceed and expand her knowledge to start spelling correctly bigger words. So we could never start with a student like that. We could never start with a word like handkerchief, or something similar that is difficult or unintuitive to spell. No, you have to start small. You have to start with short words like sun or moon, and In time, if you learn enough words like sun and moon, then you can reach the stars. You just have to start small and expand on that until you can metaphorically reach the stars. Teaching is a hard job and it requires a certain type of person. A person that has patience, a person that has empathy. Patience is very important because children and especially all students will make mistakes and they will often make them repeatedly. So patience is a key virtue in teaching. Also empathy. Sometimes a student can get emotional, they can get distressed, they can get discouraged, especially if they're in an environment that absolutely necessitates the knowledge of English language and they seem unable to grasp it. Those are very complex situations, and a teacher has to be empathetic and has to understand them in order to properly help the child or help the student overcome those insecurities and to help them get along and actually do the work to actually learn the lesson and learn the language. And in closing, I would like to thank you for watching my introduction video. I'm really excited and looking forward to working with you. Best regards from your teacher, Ratko. Bye bye.